We will go ahead and get started. So my name is Rachel Bakowski. I'm one of the admissions counselors for the University of Massachusetts. I'm also an alum of UMass. I graduated in 2012 with a bachelor's degree in psychology and a minor in education. And today we are joined by representatives from the College of Humanities and Fine Arts. I'm going to let them introduce themselves in a second. But first, I just want to give you an overview of this session. So these are the UMass Spotlight series run by the admissions office. And these are kind of short, informal podcast style sessions where we've been spotlighting different departments across campus. So like I said, we have the College of Humanities and Fine Arts today. And so we're going to be asking them some questions and just asking them some highlights of the program. So like I said, I'm going to have them introduce themselves, and I'm going to start with Nikki Stoia.
Thank you, Rachel. First, I have to say that I and my colleagues are super excited to be here today. So thanks for this opportunity. I have a lot of titles, but I'm going to go through them very intently just to let you know a little bit about me. My name is Nikki Stoia. I'm the Associate Dean for Undergraduate Education for the College of Humanities and Fine Arts. I'm also the Executive Director of the HFA, Humanities and Fine Arts Advising and Career Center. I'm a faculty member in the music department. I'm the Honors Program Director in Music. I'm an alum of the university. I received my master's degree here in collaborative piano. As an undergrad at a college in the Five College Consortium, I was literally a humanities and fine arts major. I was double major in music and German. So I have a great connection to both the humanities and the fine arts. I am also a first-gen student. I'm a proud first-gen student. I am not only the first person in my immediate family to have gone to college, I'm the first person in my entire family to have gone to college. So I always like to also share that connection with other students who may be of that similar background. And my pronouns are she, her, and hers. Thank you, Rachel.
Thank you, Nikki. All right, go ahead, Dylan.
Hello, everybody. My name is Dylan Lark, and I go by he, him, his pronouns. My position is Director of Student Success and Programming for the College of Humanities and Fine Arts Advising and Career Center. And I like to say that I bridge the advising and the career end of things within the Advising and Career Center. I am also an alum of the university, a very proud alum, and I have both a social justice and a higher education background. And I am very excited to be here.
Awesome. Thank you, Dylan. And then we're also joined by an amazing student, Elise, who will introduce herself.
Hi, everyone. My name is Elise Allen. I'm a junior at the university. I've been working for Dylan within the Advising and Career Center for about 2 years now, since my freshman year. I'm a history and linguistics double major, former IT minor. Yeah.
Awesome. Thank you so much. And we're going to hear from all three of them throughout the session. So we'll definitely be bringing them back in. So the first question I have is actually for Nikki. So we have two distinct areas here, it seems, in the College of Humanities and Fine Arts. Can you just speak a little bit more to that?
I'd be happy to. Bear with me. I'm going to brag on my college. Every college thinks they're the best. So do we. So yes, we're the College of Humanities and Fine Arts, and we have a lot going on. We have a lot of majors. We have 24 different majors. In the humanities, we have our largest majors of English and history. We also have comparative literature. We have classics. We have Afro-American studies. We have women, gender, sexuality studies. We have linguistics, we have philosophy, we have Judaic and Middle Eastern studies. We have Russian, Eurasian, and Polish studies, that's one major. We have Spanish, Portuguese, French, German, Italian, that's all in the humanities, and also Chinese and Japanese. So all those languages and all those humanities majors. And then in the fine arts, we have art history, architecture. It's the only Bachelor of Science degree in HFA. That's architecture. And then we have music, dance, and theater. So a lot going on. And then in addition, we have a large group of exploratory track majors. So that's not an official major, but a number of students decide as they're accepted into the university to affiliate with our college as an exploratory track student, and we give them appropriate advising. We always hope that they are going to pick a humanities or fine arts major or minor, but we will advise them wherever they wish to go at the university and help them try to attain that goal of whatever that major is.
Awesome. Thank you so much. And Elise, can you just speak a little bit, you're a student, a current student, obviously in the College of Humanities. Can you just speak a little bit about the student experience, about everything she just mentioned? And you're a double major, so maybe about how that kind of came about. Any information along those lines would be awesome.
Yeah. So as I stated, I'm a history and linguistics double major. So both my majors are within the College of Humanities and Fine Arts. And I really wouldn't want to have it any other way, because it allows me to just be so much more involved for the college. I really have had a lot of great people within the advising and career side of the college, as well as the professor side. I know in two of my classes, one that I'm currently in, I've had wonderful professors who have been super helpful when I have worries about being a double major, because I have so much work, a lot of classes. So they're very accommodating with assignments or any papers that are due. In addition to that, I've always kind of known generally what I want to do after college, but to really help with current experiences and looking towards the future, within the Advising Career Center, Lisa Blacker, our internship advisor, and Caroline Gould, our careers advisor, have been amazing help at helping me gain an internship with the Arts Extension Service, and really planning for different careers.
Awesome. Thank you. That's awesome. All right. So second question. It seems, and again, more directed here towards Nikki, it seems that a lot of non-humanities and fine arts, so non-HF majors, HFA majors travel through your college. And I actually remember as an undergrad, I took a lot of classes in HFA, even though I was not in the College of Humanities and Fine Arts. So could you just, give us some examples or just speak to that a little bit, maybe about the general ed requirements, things like that?
I'd be happy to. And it's another way that if you end up coming to the university to explore all that HFA has to offer. So pretty much all students at the university, in satisfying their general education requirements, will, what I say, pass through our college, because we teach so many of those courses. You heard me mention what those majors are. So there are literature courses and history courses and social and behavioral science courses and even analytic reasoning courses and all sorts of things, or satisfying our college foreign language requirement. But, in addition, we have other things. So I was talking about languages. Some students want to continue their study of foreign language that they were pursuing in high school. Some of them want to study a new foreign language. Let me just give you an idea, just in that little bracket, of the various foreign languages we offer. So I mentioned some of the majors already. So we have Spanish, Portuguese, French, German, Italian, with Chinese and Japanese. And then Russian and Polish. So that's within that Russian, Eurasian, and Polish studies. But within Judaic and Middle Eastern studies, we have Arabic and Hebrew. Within classics, we have Latin and Greek. So there's a lot going on there. Also, other things besides general education courses and languages, ensembles. A number of students who come in, regardless of whatever your major is on campus, have had experience in a high school instrumental or choral ensemble. We have large instrumental or choral ensembles. We have small instrumental or choral ensembles. We have classical ensembles. We have jazz ensembles. They're all available by audition. You have to successfully audition for them, but I can't tell you how many non-majors we have in those groups. We couldn't even have those groups without having a combination of majors and non-majors, and you get credit for them as courses. So that's something to look forward to. Imagine getting credit for something that you sort of already enjoy doing. It might not even be your major or your minor. And again, we have all those minors as well. We have productions in theater that you might want to audition for. We have art classes that people take. In fact, there are some art classes that satisfy general education requirements, like beginning art classes, if you've never been able to do that, during your high school experience. We have dance classes. There's a lot of things. And the other thing we have is Elise said a little bit about arts Extension, we have the Arts Management Certificate. That's for 5 courses, 4 of which you take that are prescribed, and 1 where you have a choice, an elective. You can earn the Arts Management Certificate. You don't have to be someone interested in the arts. If you might consider working for a nonprofit when you graduate, or you want to be at all entrepreneurial, classes in that area cover those subject areas as well. So you can see we have a lot going on, and I could use like the rest of this time to talk about it, but I'm going to be quiet and let Rachel ask some more good questions.
No, that's great. And that's, it just kind of reminded me too, it's really important, you know, if you were to look at our website and just look at all the majors that we have, that doesn't even encompass all the different things you can do. And, you know, especially here in the College of Humanities and Fine Arts, there's so many more of these little, you know, hidden gems that aren't even in that list. So I just think that's, I'm really glad you mentioned that. It's really important to note. And then Elise, I have another question for you. What is your favorite course that you've taken so far in the College of Humanities and Fine Arts?
I'd have to say it was a history class that I took in the second semester of my freshman year. It was Social Changes in the 1960s by Professor Campbell. It was an amazing class. Not only was the information that we learned really, really fascinating, but the professor was truly one of the best professors that I've had here.
That's awesome. Every time we ask students these questions, it makes me want to go back to college. So I'm really glad you spoke to that.
Hey, Rachel, can I pop in a second?
Of course.
Please, can you tell everyone about the course we discussed the other day, one of the favorite courses you're taking this semester, because it's really interesting.
Yeah, this is also one of the other classes I mentioned. The professor was amazing. It's it's Linguistics 509, Computational Linguistics, and it's a mix of a linguistics class with a computer science class based in Python, and a lot of the students in the class are linguistics majors because it's such a high level linguistics class. Not a lot of them have experience with coding. Even myself, being an IT minor for a little bit, I still am not the best, and I don't have that much experience, but the professor is really wonderful at explaining these kind of high level computer science ideas and in-depth Python vocabulary through the lens of linguistics. So that way the other linguistic students are really able to thrive in that class.
That's awesome. Thank you. Thank you for elaborating on that too. Okay, so the next question I have is for Dylan. And, you know, we get questions all the time about, you know, what makes our college programs unique from other colleges and universities out there. So could you speak, you know, are there any unique programs or experiences within HFA that you want to mention?
Sure, absolutely. The College of Humanities and Fine Arts, or HFA, has an exciting program that students can get involved with. It's a student leadership program called the HFA Student Leadership Board. And I have the unique opportunity and the honor to advise a number of students within the HFA Student Leadership Board. And it ranges from maybe about 25 to until about 70 students who attend our weekly meetings. It depends on the week. And this semester virtually, the students are doing a fantastic job engaging the other students within the College of Humanities and Fine Arts, specifically within our undergraduate community, engaging them within the community and in a way in which they can meet other students in an academically inclined or infused environment. And the HFA Student Leadership Board, Elise is going to be the president of the Student Leadership Board next year. So I'm very happy and excited about that. And it is a student-led group. And there are about 7 or 8 students who have been elected to serve on the executive board. And I like to consider this as a leadership opportunity in which students are leading other students. I sort of sit in the corner, and I advise, I ask questions, crucial questions, but basically this is a time for students to really get to know each other, really create community within amongst one another, and have a lot of fun at the same time. There are a few specific committees within the HFA Student Leadership Board that the students run, and they actually the executive board members serve as chairs of these committees. One is called the Scribe Committee, which is an HFA student-run publication that comes out every semester. It is a very exciting and as well as engaging manuscript that involves a number of different student submissions, student submitted work. And a couple of other committees that the Student Leadership Board works on or hosts one is large events. So in the spring, the HFA Student Leadership Board hosts a large spring student showcase, which also features a number of student work, artistic, creative student work from across students from across the entire UMass campus community. And another committee is the field trip committee, and that has more to do with when we're on campus. But generally, we host large trips to New York City, and we have seen Broadway musicals, and also we have visited museums. So it's very exciting, and we're looking forward to to continuing that at some point in the near future, fingers crossed. So the students seem to have a great time being involved within the HFA Student Leadership Board, and at the same time they're having fun meeting each other, and they're also creating and getting these really important leadership opportunities that they are able to talk about on their resumes, as well as in job interviews and internship interviews. And a lot of times these leadership experiences help students gain more professional opportunities. So I have so much fun leading or advising this group of students. So this is something that all students of all class years can be involved with. And actually, although it's HFA inspired, we accept students of all majors. So we are a very inclusive and encompassing group.
Awesome, thank you. I was actually just about to say that because you said all years. So I was just about to say, do you have other? But you answered that. So, and then you kind of
are involved.
Yeah, and you kind of prepped the next question. You mentioned that Elise is part of this student leadership board. So is there anything you wanted to add? I also didn't know you were going to be president next year, so congratulations on that. But is there anything you wanted to add about the student leadership board, kind of the student experience of that?
Yeah, so it's actually a funny story about how I came to be on the student leadership board. During my new student organization or orientation, Dylan had come up to me after I finished inputting my classes and handed me a piece of paper with information, and the field trips caught my eye. So I decided to go to the meeting once I got on campus, and I heard they had elections for a small events committee, and I was like, oh, that sounds interesting. So I ran for that election, and then I actually lost. But I was asked to join the executive board as a co-chair for the large events committee, and that's where I have been all these years. And now next year I will be the president. But I mean, already I've used experience that I've gotten on the student leadership board to apply for internships, and I've actually gotten those internships. Using experience of especially putting on the showcase. It's really great event planning and management opportunities. Yeah.
That's awesome. No, it sounds like a really great experience. And again, congratulations on president next year. It's exciting. Okay, so we have kind of one final question here. Again, back to Nikki. So we've talked a lot about different aspects of the College of Humanities and Fine Arts, and we've alluded to this sense of community a little bit, and that's something as an admissions office we talk about a lot. So could you just tell us a little bit more about some of the resources for current students? And then we've mentioned a little bit obviously we're in a pandemic situation. So if you wanted to touch on that a little bit, how things are different, what you're doing for students now, anything along those lines would be great.
I'd be happy to, Rachel. So as did everyone, students who are currently in high school, people on the college level, mid-March, we kind of turned on a dime. And I have to say we did that in advising as well. In fact, advising all over campus has been conducted remotely since then. And I'm so happy. And, I know I can speak for all the staff members in my office because we have staff members that specialize in advising those exploratory track students. We have academic deans like myself who work with all students also in advising and doing various paperwork things they need to do, various processes. We have our career staff who do their career advising. Everybody embraced the remote challenge. And in a way, we tried to look at it as having even a greater connection with students. We did the same thing in the summer, because if you can imagine a typical summer orientation, students come on campus and they meet each other and they see our buildings and they meet with us. They had to do it differently. And we had even a lot more one-on-one engagement because we had to do things through Zoom. So we really, really embraced that. It took a longer time to prepare and a longer time to deliver, but we really felt it was worth the effort. And students reported really appreciating that. And we continue to do that. Now we kind of, we feel as comfortable as we want to be with this remote process. And of course, we look forward to the time where students pop into our office, either when they make, if they schedule an appointment electronically, or if they call our office and schedule an appointment, just walk in, and then, we schedule an appointment with them. From the people that students see, at least in our office, the HFA Advising and Career Center, from the moment they come in, they get a greeting of somebody at the front desk. It might be a staff member, might be one of our students, could be Elise at the front desk, greeting someone, and then meeting our advisor. So we're not going to trade that in. We're looking forward to it when it comes back. And the other thing is, in our college, advising is everybody, right? Every faculty member is kind of an advisor, whether you are specifically have advisor in your title. When you teach a class, you're an advisor to a student. People have their office hours. They're having remote office hours. We also have in each department actual faculty or professional staff who serve as students' department-specific advisors. So they meet with that student usually a minimum of twice a year when they're picking courses for the next semester. So they're there for the students. And then if they're working on special projects, they might be working on an independent study. They're working with those students. And I have to say, Rachel has heard me say this before. My friends Dylan and Elise have heard me say this before. But I refer to our college, at least my effort when I'm out speaking to people, either in this kind of a medium or in person, I really like to think of us as the warm and fuzzy college. People feel that we're approachable. They feel our staff is approachable. They feel that our whether it's advising staff or other staff that are supporting advising or supporting departments, they feel the faculty are approachable, and they do take advantage of that. And Elise spoke about that to a certain degree in her experiences. But if you don't remember anything from this podcast, is that whether you're deciding if you want to apply here, and then whether you're admitted and then want to come here, and then whether you're actually arrive here, it's very important to us for you to know that we are here for you. Let me say that again. We are here for you. And every college on campus feels that way. I was kidding before, we always think, we're the best, but that's what you're supposed to do that, right? You're supposed to think your team is the best. But that's why we try to do special things. For instance, at the orientations, we incorporate some early career advising right when you come to summer orientation. That wasn't a fluke that Dylan was talking about the HFA Student Leadership Board, or that he heard that he was telling students about our career staff. We have you register for the internship database when you come for advising. We start talking about advising before you've registered for your first class. We start talking about career advising before you register for your first class, as well as academic advising. Academic advising and career advising are important, and we know that. So we want to deliver that as early as possible. And then I can assure you, once we're all back on campus, here's what I like to say about HFA. We're about academics, we're about creativity, we're about food, and we're about swag. So you will have these things to look forward to. Granted, we'll have to see how everything gets delivered once we get to whatever that new normal is. But whatever it is, we're going to embrace it, and we are going to be there for you.
Thank you. Thank you so much. And thank you to all three of you. I really, really appreciate you, chatting with us today and talking and sharing. Seriously, it's always super refreshing to be able to work with our campus partners. And so I really appreciate it. I just want to thank you. We also want to mention, just to kind of wrap this up, we want to mention that the College of Humanities and Fine Arts will actually be joining us for another virtual event this weekend. So that is Sunday, October 18th, 2020, in case you're watching a recorded version of this at a different point. But this Sunday, they'll be joining us. So if you have not registered for that and you would like more information, Nikki and other representatives from all different departments within HFA will be there. So you can register for the fall visit day on our website. There are still spots available. So again, you can register for the 18th and they will be there to answer more questions. And then if you're not able to join us for the 18th, like I said, this session is being recorded. It's going to be posted on our YouTube channels, other platforms. So keep an eye out for that. Again, you can always reach out to any of us directly, though. We'd be more than happy to answer your questions, throughout the application process. So again, thank you so much. Thank you, Nikki, Dylan, and Elise. Again, I really appreciate you spending this half an hour with us. And with that, we will close it out. So thank you. All right, take care, everyone.